Hey guys and gals, Joshua here. Today is Saturday, July 27. At least what they tell us. Shabbat Shalom. What better day than to come out and do some real hard work, put the hand to the plow. Got some real clouds forming up there. Those are clouds, folks. Twin Cities, right there in the background. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Epidemic-Casca. So we're all set up here really close to the path. I like this location. The only thing is that all you first world problem people might have to hear some cars behind you and they might honk their horn just for mere distraction purposes. So here's our table set up. And then we have, this was a little uneven, so we used John Stewart's face and another space book to level off the table, because water always finds its level when it fills its container. It does not curve or bend at any point. So here we go. Got a good spot for the signage here. Here we go. And then this is a one-way bike path, so they have to ride by it. So we'll get over 70% of all the traffic that goes on here, other than the other people that are driving south on Lake Calhoun Boulevard or whatever this is called. So it's early in the day. We're going to percolate a little bit here. Set the mood, set the vibe. It's fun to see a lot of these people who are as dedicated to walking around the lake, walking their dog, running, biking, rollerblading, as much as I am dedicated to watching them run, bike, motorcycle, fake skateboards that are propelled by a battery. Fake skateboarders. Posers! We call them posers in the skateboarding arena. You can't even push your skateboard anymore. Garbage. So, we'll see what happens. Hope you guys enjoy your time. Have a nice afternoon. Shabbat Shalom. It's funny till you look into it. You know, these people fly by here and they act like I don't hear everything. Like these people just biked by and said, hey, it's a flat earth person. And they think between like the 3, 4, 5 seconds, I'm not going to hear them. It's Saturday, so I might respond a little bit more. Oh, careful, bud.
Are you satisfied with the life you're living?
Hey, what's up, man?
You know where we're going. You know where
Yeah, right on, man.
Out here, nice and sunny.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, I figured I've been doing a lot of filming in shade, so I was like, yeah, let's just hang out in the sun for a while.
Joshua, right?
Yeah. I should go down like around 7, so I'll be there for a couple hours.
Nice.
Yeah.
Getting a little stroll in.
How was that concert?
Say again?
How was that concert?
Oh, Block Party?
Yeah.
It was not bad. Churches was kind of like the main, or
Yeah.
I guess maybe you pronounce it churches.
Oh, yeah, right. The UK thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good, and then right before them, the band Metric played.
Uh,
Yeah, it was cool. There was a lot of people. I went with my sister, my brother, my brother had his girlfriend there, a couple other friends, and yeah, it was a good time.
Awesome.
Yeah, I haven't been out to a show like that for a while, so.
It was outdoor and everything, huh?
Yeah, it was right there. They set the stage up, and it was a big operation.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Do you ever go to like state fair concerts?
I have in the past. I just haven't in the recent 3 or 4 or 5 years or so.
Yeah.
It's kind of been, I don't know, it's not in that scene too much.
Yeah, that's the same here.
It's kind of in my work and staying busy.
Are you gonna go this year?
I might check it out.
Yeah. I was thinking about hanging out at Como Avenue for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Maybe I'll see you there. I sometimes do stop by, and yeah, you think you'll be there with your setup and stuff?
Yeah. I have a couple of people that might use it as a opportunity to, it's like a tradition, So it would be like going over to family for something that you don't really want to go do, but it's like tradition.
Yeah.
So maybe because of it being an event here in Minneapolis and stuff, I mean, it's the second or third largest state fair in the country.
Yeah.
So I plan on going, and my dad sells left side.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's going to have a booth inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys will have it set up there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, hopefully I can sneak in and get some left stuff from him.
Yeah. How's like the business going and stuff? Staying pretty busy with everything?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some more dogs, but consistency with YouTube really, kind of helps that supplemental income and stuff.
Sure.
Like, people just are busy, they have things to do, or they just don't feel like this is the element that they're comfortable doing, so yeah, I mean, people have their own, we can't be an ear if we're supposed to be a foot type of deal, so everybody has their role.
Yeah.
And this is just my particular role, so.
Yeah, no, you're right. Meet people where they are.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Not where you want to be.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I have some really great donations come in where I can go hands-free, so I'm going to go down to a Twins game.
Okay.
There's for sure going to at least get into the first round. I don't know about anything after that, but they'll get into the playoffs, so it'll be nice just to kind of percolate it over there.
Yeah, I don't follow the Twins so much, but I heard they're doing pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I've only been down there once, and that was I think the first game of the year or something like that. So it would be nice to venture down there and down the turf and stuff, because then sports start back up. So, and then the university too, So this is kind of like a thing to do during the summertime, like when people are out and about. But fall is really a good time to just do stand up and hands free. So.
Cool, man. Yeah, well, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah, you too, David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'll see you around
Yeah,
the
man.
lakes or
Yeah, I hope so.
or something.
Yeah. If it's like this every day.
Yeah. Hey, man, take care.
Yeah, you too, man. Bye.
Good day.
Thanks. Careful. Almost man down. Careful. Careful. Got speed bumps here.
Yeah, they are speed bumps.
Speed bumps. It's funny that 50 cents a gallon of our gas money goes to our roads, huh?
Yeah.
All they can do is just spray paint these. We never fix things as human beings. Isn't that funny? Just put a Band-Aid over it. It'll be all right.
Wait.
Careful.
We can do that all over again. I don't got time.
Good, how you doing? Careful. Careful.
The temperature's about 88. Hop in the water plug, just for old time's sake. Break to the crib, change clothes once more. But you're invited to a barbecue to start before. Sitting with your friends.
Check it out. Once upon a time, not long ago, when the player from the point didn't have no flow. A nigga hit me from a tennis shoe, walking to the store, caught a player slipping, but now I link it to the flow just like Harvard. Cause I got the heat in my baby mama name not. Never bragging just to say not. Even when I was a young lad, I learned my lesson. Never talk to strangers in the trap and answer questions.
The Pope and the folks got us under the scope, but for unknown reasons, cause we don't sell dope that you distribute. We don't contribute to your clandestine activity.
Yeah, good. How you doing? Good. How are those things? Are those fun to ride?
Fun as hell.
They just go really quick, huh?
Yeah, they go fast.
You got like second gear, or is it always one gear?
It's like a one.
Oh.
Flat Earth.
Yeah.
Like you really think that, or?
Yeah, why not?
Believe so?
Yeah, why not?
All right, why?
Why not?
I should have lost. I should have.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, why do you?
Does it not go against like? Does it not go against like science for the?
I'm a troublemaker. You probably don't want to hang out with me.
No, I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
I
for real.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm the guy. All my friends are like they're they're over there.
Yeah,
I
right.
wanted to come. I like
Yeah.
learning.
Mm-hmm.
Does it not go against like just the laws of the universe for the Earth to be flat? Like,
Sure.
you know
How
what
have
I'm
you
saying?
verified those laws, though?
You
like,
said, how do
I can
we verify?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
verify the law of theft.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, if
yeah.
I steal something from you, I will feel guilty about it because I'm just old enough to know the difference between right and wrong.
So are you? All right. So but all right. So now that's when we get into ethics, though, and we get into like philosophy.
Sure.
But this
sure.
is kind of a philosophy.
This is very philosophy. Yeah, because there's a quote out there that says the only place that has ever gone to outer space is your imagination.
Most definitely.
So that's philosophy given to us by songs like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. And we have movies about space. You've never seen a dinosaur, but you've seen it on Jurassic Park in 3D.
Most definitely.
You know? So it's just all philosophy, and it's creating imagination. And Einstein says that imagination is more powerful than fact.
You said imagination is more powerful than fact.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Just because like what that imagination can do. Because like, do you believe in like if it's not do you believe in God?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
This helped
that's
me.
Weird. That's weird because
This
I don't
helped
think
me a
that
lot.
you would not. Because all right, so not what could you just all right. So because when we get to the whole. Damn, I'm sorry. I just what was I gonna say?
You're good, man.
The thing is that the whole creation and the Christianity and all of the religions that have been through it and everything that was reported, it never says that the earth is round.
Never said the earth is round.
Yeah.
So it never disrespects one or the other theory.
Okay.
And that's where everybody gets confused. Some people say, oh, this is people that don't believe in God.
Okay.
God would not create it. Well, if I would be God, I would create it right here so I could see everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay.
What are you
Why
doing?
do I have to spin that fucker every day to see everything?
Okay, so does the earth spin?
How do you verify that?
Oh no, I'm like from your perspective, like
No mechanical device has ever
I-
been created on Earth
Yeah.
to show the rotation
but
of
look,
the
though,
Earth.
But like when we look at when we talk about biology, like even within the cells within our body, just even like the world has to keep even when you look at the smallest atoms, everything has to move. And so I say that to say if the earth is flat, let's say how I'm from West Africa, Liberia.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes I can't talk to my family out there because it's right now they're 6 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
So so the sun is down, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so this is my only thing like with the flat Earth thing is that if it is flat, then the sun would always be beaming down on the Earth. So it would always be beaming. So that means it would be daytime everywhere.
Yeah, with the presupposition that the sun is 93 million miles away and almost 900,000 miles in diameter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if what you're picturing is instead of a globe, a disc floating in outer space.
Yeah.
Well, what if it's flat like this?
Yeah.
And water and land just go on infinitely horizontally forever.
Yeah.
And the sun is smaller.
Yeah.
And so it's just local light.
Yeah.
And it's just doing one of these around the flat plane.
Okay.
Because the street light across the lake isn't going to illuminate this side of the lake, is it?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just a spotlight, basically, and it's just going around. And when the sun does travel further away from you, and it's what you would consider below the horizon because it's just further away,
Yeah.
there's still daylight, right?
Okay.
Question.
Oh, like, even like there.
Yeah, so that's sunlight. Yeah, so yeah, you don't see the sun, but you see the daylight of the sun, right?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
But then it's like if I'm in Africa right now, it's like what time is it?
Yeah, it's probably like
it's
2
7,
or 3
so
in
8,
the
9,
morning.
10, 11, 12.
Which I have a
1.
question.
Yeah.
So, question,
Yeah.
right? I know it's a dumb question.
No,
But
nothing's done.
if the Earth is flat, if the Earth is flat, then how would you define gravity on a flat Earth?
Well, you gotta, let's say you start over, you dump your cup out, and then you start over.
Uh-huh.
So let's even just get gravity out of your mind,
Yeah,
and let's just say that it's just simply, I am the force picking this thimble up,
Yeah.
and I let it go, but I'm holding it right now, I'm resisting it. So you're not experiencing it falling, but this weighs more than the atmosphere and the air around it, so of course it's gonna fall. But it just weighs more, it's buoyancy and density. Because if I go in the water and I'm floating, that's buoyancy, right? But when we get out on land, now all of a sudden it turns into something different.
All right, and
But
then
both of those things can be explained on both subjects.
Yeah,
One thing
exactly.
that fucks me up every night, and I've been staying up for a year every night. I bought a telescope and I enjoy watching the moon.
Mm-hmm.
That moon fucking never moved.
the moon never moved.
And the Earth to the moon, my picture never moved. And that's when I started researching. Like, how the fuck all of this supposedly spinning in the space, all of the planets, everyone's spinning, but Earth compared to the moon never spins.
But I think they say something like I forgot what they said. Like I think I forget. Damn, this is so weird because like, hey, do y'all watch What If?
What if?
Yeah, What If? It's a channel. It's a channel on YouTube,
Oh,
and it's
okay.
so dope. I love it.
What if?
Damn, what? I'm not prepared.
Have
for
they
this
tackled this
conversation.
topic?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
It was
Hey,
just
nice
really
meeting you. Thanks a
good-
lot.
I found a
Joshua.
really good
Joshua
argument
Yeah, nice to
against
meet you.
against the
I
flat
had a
Earth.
question for him.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched this video about, it was a really good conversation about flat Earth, and I'm just really okay. So, and I know you get this question too.
Well, that's why I'm on here.
Why
'cause
don't
this
the
is
water?
same.
Why doesn't the water run off? You know
Off
what
of
I'm saying?
why doesn't the water run off of the shore here in the lake? It's just more shorelines. That's all this place is. It's just more water and shorelines. I mean, I go on the other side. Let's say that we're at Lake Superior, and I'm on one side of the lake, and then I can't see the other side of the shoreline on Lake Superior.
Yeah.
Do I, in my mind, say, well, the Earth is a ball because I can't see the other shoreline?
But
No, I
then-
know
but
that
then-
water's contained.
But then why? How come no one's ever been to that tip to look? You'd be able to look down. Like you like let's say the same thing, right? Let's say right here, like I'm at this cliff and I can look down and see the water.
Sure.
Let's say if I get to a cliff, like let's say if I get to a cliff, and then like okay, let's say I'm at a waterfall and I get to the edge, I can see down and I can fall down.
Yeah.
So it's like, why? How come that has not been documented? You know what I'm saying? If we allegedly been to Earth, to the moon, how come no one's been to the edge like of this crust? You know,
That's a total different area. I read about that so much.
yeah, like how come no one? If it's flat, like how come no one's been there?
Again, you're doing this.
Yeah.
This does not exist, okay? It's not a disc floating in outer space.
Okay, so don't.
said-
Can I see this? So don't look
push.
at it like this.
No. Look at
Okay,
this.
so not looking at it like this, but in like what?
You're on the ground, okay? And then that's water. and it goes on infinitely forever horizontally. So if you just go this way in one direction, you just keep going. Why? I just don't understand why you can't just do that.
But then how come how come even when you're in a plane though, right? Let's say if I'm in California and I keep
so you're in California.
Yeah, if I'm in California, right?
And you're going to go to another airport because you're a civilian, you don't have proper clearance to just fly wherever you want.
Almost definitely.
You're going to go where an airport is.
Where's California? And then where's Asia?
Yeah, so like around here?
Okay,
like
yeah.
Southeast Asia is right here, Japan.
So it's like, how come, okay, so like, why does that, oh, that's funny how you brought that up.
You're just doing this. The quickest point between two A and B is a straight line. So I went from LAX to Tokyo to Bangkok, Thailand. Mm-hmm. And then I go Bangkok, Thailand, Japan, and then Denver Airport, and then to Minnesota. So you're just doing this. Straight across.
Well, that's why it shows every time when you fly, it's kind of an angle like this.
Yeah, right.
That's
so
crazy.
it's giving.
Why the fuck do you have to fly up and fly down?
Yeah.
Your number on there, bro, or like just your YouTube?
Oh, my email's on the description.
I'm gonna do some. Hey, thank you, man. I wasn't fully loaded for today's conversation. I'm just like,
yeah,
but
I gotta go.
I'm definitely gonna. I'll definitely do some of my. I'll do some of my research and then just
I'll be
connect
around.
with you. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Joshua.
I'm UJ.
Okay, UJ.
How you doing, man?
Hey, good.
Pretty good.
Take care of yourself.
UJ, nice to meet you. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Hey, yeah. So what's this all? What is this all about then?
Oh, just stirring it up a little bit, like Bob Marley always said, huh?
So just stir it up. What do you mean, like questioning things? Or?
Yeah, why not? I think that it's good to have questions that can't be answered than to have answers that can't be questioned.
Okay.
What do you think about that? Or is it questions that don't have answers, right? Or answers that can't be questioned.
Okay. Yeah, it's better to have questions, right? That don't have answers.
Yeah. So if I question something and I just rub maybe some people the wrong way because I'm questioning what they feel is settled science, but they haven't verified these things themselves, like landing on the moon and going to Mars and, the luminaries up in the sky, then they're just kind of believing what authority tells them. And that's no different than a child believing authority when Santa Claus exists. They don't even know what to question. And they have to have their own personal, curiosity to go underneath the staircase and see the presents there already 2 days before Christmas that say Santa on them. So they have to have a critically thinking mind and say, well, Santa hasn't come yet, so how can these presents be from Santa? Then my mom and dad have to be Santa then, right? But if you give this information to, people who are so indoctrinated into the educational system, they won't ever think to question authority because that's who they look up to. And if they realize their entire life is built on a shaky, sandy foundation, then they just keep their mouth shut and they want tenure. So why would anybody question in the scientific field?
Yeah, it is interesting. There's so much to learn when you see it from a proto-science type of view.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
It's like astronomy. It's like people spend thousands of years trying to understand things just by looking at things and trying to understand things, making sense out of them.
Yeah, it's like, looking at, if I tell you, think of a barrel. Think of a barrel in your mind. Okay, now I'm thinking of the barrel in my mind. How big is the barrel in my mind?
Yeah, that's a good question. I really don't know.
We know what it looks like, right? Yeah. We can think of a barrel, we put wine in it or try to age wine or whiskey in it. But we don't know what the dimensions are of the barrel. You can't go up to it and put a tape measure to it. You can just see it. But you can't quantify it and tangibly measure it. And I think that that's what they've done with the ball Earth, where we can measure things here on the ground, and in my opinion, water lays level and flat over a distance, and we can measure that. So if the Earth is more water than land, how does it turn into a sphere in outer space that I've never seen before like this? Well, then if I don't have the technology, then I have to appease to NASA and say, well, they're my interpreter of the sky, and then I think a lot of people get swayed into scientism, which could be interpreted as some kind of a science religion type of deal. So where people just don't question anymore, whether maybe because of ridicule or being obfuscated from a certain group of people, like your family or friends. So that's challenging for a lot of people to go against the current of the majority.
Yeah, I know. I definitely see what you're saying. Yeah, the scientism kind of thing. Like, so somebody said so, it must be true.
Yeah, right. Kind of like traditions or stories handed down from generation to generation, where it's like, yeah, that sounds like a cool thing, but is it really true? You know, and it goes back to the it's Santa Claus thing, where, you know, you can have this perception of you don't want to ruin a child's childhood, but why do we even... But why do we even... Fox News. I'm Fox News, right? I mean, what do you think of fake news? You know, like how is... So his scripture is CNN, but I choose Fox News, so now we're enemies. See how they create paradigms just for us to even be against each other?
Yeah, and even within, you know, scientists, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of good. You know, even there's like scientists that say A and scientists that say B.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Global warming or not global warming, right?
Yeah.
You know, who's more credible?
Yeah.
Well, it's whatever's credible is coming from mainstream news. You know?
Yeah, and it seems to be like maybe that's there's like theories about that's why we haven't really evolved beyond you know, because you know the systems, they are kind of like you can have so many points of views, and then in the end we end up, you know, nullifying everything. And,
I see what you're saying, but what if instead of evolving, we have downgraded and we've gotten dumber?
Yeah.
Because we don't critically think and we depend on other people to do things for us.
Yeah, and evolving doesn't mean forward.
Yeah.
It means any direction.
Yeah, so maybe we've denigrated down to something that is more malleable for them.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you don't want a bunch of critically thinking people.
Who is them, even?
It could be anybody. It's not me. People who don't pay people who can make billions of dollars and don't have to pay their taxes, like Facebook, for example, you know, or these conglomerates that can come up with some kind of digital currency.
So you're talking about who's creating this reality or this certain view of
like social media platforms, you know, and why is it that topics on social media platforms are being echo chambered into particular subsects where you can't like get into them unless you're already in that type of thought life. So you can't even like hear about flat earth because this person over here is always looking up baseball scores. So that, you know, baseball scores and baseball and sports and filling up a above ground pool with Coca-Cola, that's the type of stuff that they want to see. You know, they don't want to, you know, venture into anything like this. And the government will use its algorithms to say, well, let's keep this person over here away from this information because we don't want them to, you know, critically thought. It's like, I don't agree with everything that George Carlin says, but he says, you know, the government doesn't want a bunch of critically thinking, independent adults that, you know, stand up and know what right and wrong are.
Well, yeah, so sometimes it's also based on, oh, it's bad for the economy. It's like, you gotta be good consumers, follow the rules. Or dictators even, like, oh, democracy's bad. Your government is not under control. You know.
Yeah, did you hear what allegedly Gaddafi was making like free water available, and he wanted to investigate a type of free energy for his people, and allegedly that's why people went into Syria and took out Gaddafi because he was trying to be independent from the global.
Yeah, from the power structure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could see something like that. You know, being an interference or not good for the region, not good for trade. You know.
Yeah,
it's tricky.
Again, if you think of the other side, this is where I go. I say Gaddafi was a CIA agent and he's still alive, but they just used that narrative to see if people would rise up. Right? I mean
anything is possible.
Yeah, because they do these psychological warfare things on people. They do these things to see whether or not people will rise up and do something about it, or if they'll just continue to go to their Twins games, because they're going to be in the playoffs this year. So.
It was nice talking to
you. Yeah, you too, man. I appreciate you stopping, Joshua.
Nice.
Check out my YouTube channel. Thanks for
Do you have a
stopping.
YouTube thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so you post stuff and
Yeah,
stuff?
all the time.
All right.
See you later.
I'll send you comment.
Cheers.
And I like.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fabulous, thanks.
Just read about you on City Pages.
Oh, you did?
See,
Yeah, it was pretty. I felt neutral about it.
yeah.
I don't think it was too. I mean, yeah, like a pizza. And so, I just think that for a lot of like new people into the topic, it can be challenging. But I didn't feel like the article was like making fun of me too much, or the topic. It was just saying, hey, this is what this person thinks that the Earth is, and
Yeah.
what do you think? So since then, how deep inside the rabbit hole have you gone? That's about it. Yeah, fair enough. Right on. Well, did you check out the YouTube channel? Yeah. So I did a premiere earlier today. So it's a brand new video. And I just like to come out here and get a good barometer of where people are at. And if like these type of topics are things that they like to talk about out in public. Because it's easy to keyboard mash at home, right?
Yeah.
Or be secretive. But when you bring topics like this out into public, if we don't express our First Amendment right, then I think we'll lose it.
Yeah.
So I think everybody should conceal and carry, to be honest with you. But not everybody's comfortable with guns, but if we don't express the things that are offered to us freely, then we just kind of back down and allow government to take control of everything, and then we just become just blind sheep.
Well, I'm glad to get your view on that.
I appreciate you stopping. Have an open mind, and I hope to see you again.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. Just hanging out, stirring it up. Thanks for stopping by. Hit that like, subscribe, dislike, comment, positive or negative, whatever you feel led to do. Otherwise, enjoy. Take a seat. Take a load off. I heard that. She says it's the flat earth person. I hear everything. It's funny until you look into it, huh?
Fingernails that shine like justice, and a voice that is dark like tinted glass.
Hello there.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good, good.
So, you believe Earth is flat?
Well, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
If you've ever heard of this before, the only place that has ever been to outer space is your imagination.
Oh, no, I never heard that.
No?
I thought there are many spacecrafts which are actually traveling around the Earth, and even there are two that has left the solar system.
Yeah, okay.
You heard of Voyagers?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And the Juno went to Jupiter a while back.
Yeah, there are plenty actually.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to believe that. How do you verify that those are out there?
From the photographs that they sent.
And what do those photographs look like?
Photographs of what?
Careful, ladies. We're going to have a casualty here.
If it is a photograph of art, it looks like a circle.
Okay, so you believe art is real?
Art?
Art. Yeah, like if I was to draw something out, like these dinosaurs are drawn out, do you believe that these are real?
They used to be.
Oh, okay, so pictures are real to you?
Well, it depends.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So you're asking about a difference between a picture and a photograph?
I'm asking the difference between an image.
Okay, define an image.
An image is this. This is created on a computer. And so what they're doing is taking high altitude balloon footage.
Any image.
And they're scanning it onto a plane. Are you going to listen? You asked me a question, so I'm going to explain.
Okay,
is this how we have a conversation? This is how we have a conversation, right? You ask me a question and then I can answer it, right?
Well, if I have
questions, can you give me 30 seconds?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, great. So this is an image from NASA. The image shows that America is two different sizes. And these are not pictures because they can't legally call them pictures or photographs because they'd be lying, because a satellite did not actually snap this photograph like your phone can snap a picture of your lovely family here.
Okay, are you done? Okay, what does it prove exactly?
It proves that all of your images of outer space are CGI or created on a computer and they're not real.
Okay, and how is anything? So how is that image created? Do you know?
Yeah,
the image is created on your retina. Do you know what a retina is?
Are you going to ask? You're going to ask me a question, but then you're going to continue to speak, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
How is an image created?
So there's a coloring book back in the day where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each one of those numbers correlates to a specific color. So they're taking pictures.
What is a coloring book? Sorry, I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm asking.
Okay, so in America we have coloring books for children. And 1 would represent red, and yellow would represent 2, and blue would be 3, and so on and so on, okay? So the children would correlate the number with the color, and then they would fill it out, and then there would be a picture. Okay, so what they're doing is the same thing up in the sky. They're using light and different ways of filtering that light, so blue, yellow, green, so on. And then they put it into an algorithm that they've created with math, because math is reality to them. And then they composite it onto an image, and then that's what you see as Jupiter.
Okay. Is there any other way of creating an image?
Yeah, you take a photograph of it, and they can't take photographs of outer space because it's not real.
So you can take a photograph. So how do you take a photograph? What is a photograph?
Are you going to get to your point?
No, I want to understand. So I understand that a photograph creates an image exactly the way you described. Instead of using a color on a paintbrush, they do it electronically. Do you know how a sensor works in your camera?
I have a pretty good idea, but I can
So there are many different ways.
I can take this apart and then I can put it back together. You can't go to outer space and take pictures of Jupiter or all these other places up in the sky. You have to depend on NASA to do it for you. And you're in a religion because NASA is your God.
Okay, so is it a fair statement that your problem is with NASA, not with the pictures?
No, my problem is with religion and controlled mind religion.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, you're questioning that. So how should we believe you?
No, you shouldn't. I got a YouTube channel, and this is
I have
popular.
seen a lot of it.
I don't think you've seen me, though, in my content.
Okay.
So do you want to just check it out? Maybe you guys can have a laugh, right? Get some wine, some bread, and have a laugh.
That's what the purpose of this is.
Yeah.
But then we won't be able to have the conversation, right? I mean, we won't be able to have the conversation if I go back home, watch the YouTube video.
Well, you'll be on YouTube, though. So you can go home and you can watch it later.
Yeah, but then how can we have the conversation?
We're having it right now, but I just want, for future reference.
Are you guys done?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're going to put it back. So you're afraid to look. Okay. And you're leaving. So the women are telling you men that you have to go. That sounds about right. Have a good afternoon.
That's right. So you think that it's always the man's job to tell the women what to do?
They could lead. They don't have to tell anybody what to do. They lead.
So it's the duty of the men to lead the women and not the other way around?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So we are not
Set the
human
example.
And why is that?
That's just how God made it, man. That's just the way things are. That's just the way this place is.
Conversation.
That's just the way this place is. Yeah, go with your mommy. Go with her. Would you like any water?
Not a mommy.
Would you like any water?
She's my wife.
Would you like any water?
No,
Are you sure about that?
I'm sure about that, but I wanted to continue.
No, are you sure that that's not your mother inside your wife somehow? It's a spiritual battle, bud. Have a nice day. Forgive your mother.
Put on a little deal hand, sitting on a fence. I said that line is bitch you after walking me by. Said I saw a man in green, took his wife to Italy. She had earned $1 million and when she died, it got me I wanna be with you.
Careful, bud.
All the praying just ain't helping at all. 'Cause he can't seem to keep himself out of trouble. So he goes out and he makes his money the best way he knows how. Another body laying cold in the gutter. Listen to me.
But this is tangible. Like, I can hold this in my hand and I can measure this. But to take Google's word for the idea that we live here and they've measured it, that would be a religion, in my opinion. And that's why people believe they live here, even though they've never seen Earth from space.
What do you think? What do you think that's flat?
Well, we only see one side of it, right?
Do you think it's like flat downward, or flat like kind of pancake? Or do you think it's a projection by the government?
Are you like just joshing me? I have some Pez here if you want.
I'm just kind of like
Pez.
a Pez.
No, okay. But
okay.
How is it?
So yeah,
The reception been around here?
Okay, yeah, no, fair enough.
Interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's great. How about yourself?
That takes balls to bring something like this out to the public, man.
Well, yeah. I just try to feel people out and meet them where they're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because so many people, even people who are subscribers, people who believe in. Well, I'm only pissed to fist, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm all about evidence.
Yeah.
But like even people who are like, oh yeah, the evidence, I know, you got authority, you got credibility, it's right.
Yeah.
Even though I think that they're probably like in my camp, so I kind of agree with them. I still know they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Right. Fair enough, man. I appreciate that.
You know what I mean?
It's good to hear. Would you like a water?
Oh, that's really nice. That's actually sweet
ahead.
of you. Thank you
Go
very
ahead.
much.
Yeah. No, I get that. I don't. Not married to anything.
Right.
But I think that to just allow things to just mosey along as they're going and nobody really speaks up.
Yeah.
I would rather speak up and be wrong than just let things continue on as they are.
There you go. Because the act in itself is an important act. Other people can learn from and apply to other parts of their lives.
Exactly. Right.
And there's the Earth being round is the only thing we're asked to believe on faith in this society.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
A lot of things are.
Yeah. Exactly. I totally get what you're saying because I trust the people that I go to a restaurant with that they're not going to drop my food on the floor and put it back on my plate.
Yeah.
Just little petty things, but...
And even benevolent things people have faith in, right?
Yeah.
Because faith is like the least... Do you agree that faith is like the least reliant on evidence to exist?
Oh, for sure. Totally get what you're saying.
So what would you rank your advocation of, See, first of all, are you actually saying the Earth is flat, or are you saying it's not round?
That's a good point. There are a lot of people who don't want to identify with the label of flat earther.
Right.
People come up and say, hey, are you a flat earther? No, I'm Joshua. Nice to meet you. Type of thing like that.
Sure.
But a lot of people would probably say I'm a globe denier.
Like an atheist.
Yeah.
Or someone who says.
Exactly.
Which is what I am.
Right. Yeah.
So you're leaving that door open
kind of say.
I mean, that's and then that's where it leads to there might be some evidence. That water lays level and flat when it's contained because it will seek its own level. So we dig a hole, the top part will be level and flat, and that observation is really no different than the oceans, even though the oceans would be considered a massive scale. So then gravity kicks in.
Yeah.
And in my heart, I just feel like always water lays level and flat, even when it comes to the oceans.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if you could replicate an experiment and have like a bowl that was this big, undisturbed by wind, and if you had some lasers, would there be I'd imagine, what's that called, concave?
Yeah.
I'd imagine they're...
Convex. Yeah.
Convex, that's right, because concave is the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe would it do slightly anything? You know, super sensitive instruments.
They should be. Yeah, and ironically, we level lasers with water, a water bubble. You know, so if we feel confident, we can.
Well, that's for the human reference.
It is, but
I'm saying with a total like algorithm where there's no human reference.
Yeah, and they have done that. And the higher that you get in altitude, they use the spherical geometry that we've been given by Google.
Sure.
And they do CAD programs where it just continues to rise up with the hot air balloon. Even at 25 miles, the horizon is still level and flat. But it should show that there's curvature drop here by using this algorithm, the spherical trigonometry of a sphere with a radius.
Sure, so you're saying what... at some point, we're getting a picture of this thing that even at 25 miles up, it's not saying that's there.
Yeah, it's just due to perspective, where there's a convergence point of the horizon.
Sure.
So we're going to see more land as we elevate higher, but we never see it like to the left and to the right show it turning into a ball or a sphere.
Yeah. That's a very interesting thing. Yeah,
it is fun. Yeah.
What about the crazy thing I was thinking? You know what I just learned is that. So, you know, astrologists and stuff.
Yeah.
And they talk about Venus or Mercury in retrograde, right?
Yeah.
And fascinating thing that's like, they say it's all about gravitational forces. Well, that's not what it's all about, but that's one of the major arguments for them. And like, it's strangely a humanistic underside to it because the moon exerts more gravity on us than right because Venus is so far away.
Exactly. That would be the idea.
And then they even said, like, me and you. This table and us, it's exerting more tidal forces on us than the moon even.
I know, right?
So it's kind of strange. Like, you could kind of flip it because, you know, people who love astrology are really into, like, life-affirming parables.
Right, exactly.
And you could flip it on and be like,
serendipity.
Well, look. Yeah, serendipity and all this, like, and you could be like, well, look, the people in your life are exerting more of an influence.
Yeah.
So then they take that and run with it. Like, oh my God, the people in your life are like stars in your life.
Yeah,
you know,
right. They're influencers.
They're influencers.
And you can turn that into your own lifestyle or your own faith because you run across a particular number all the time. You know, a lot of people would say 11:11 on the clock. They always look at the clock and it's like some number time. Of course you can, yeah. You don't mind taking my information?
Sure.
That's only fair, right?
Thank you.
Have a nice day. And
that's so true.
Yeah, so you just have people that formulate their own personal belief because it is scary to be accountable to something that's greater than us.
Yeah.
You know?
And even, I think even it's scary to be accountable for us, for ourselves, at a very simple level, right?
Yeah, and have public opinion be cast upon you because, you know, that's why YouTube is fun in this regard because it really provides me with being accountable to how I project my message and then how other people respond to it in the public. And if people felt like I wasn't doing this properly in their eyes, then they would tell you about it, you know? And I don't think that there is probably enough accountability openly. But there is an idea of social media ratings, you know? So a person would get rated on an association of who they're friends with or whatever, or what they're posting on social media.
True.
So if they don't have a 3.5, they can't move into that $200,000 house.
Or if they don't have enough viewers, they're not going to get partnership with YouTube or whatever it is. And there's all kind of stuff. But it's all about like setting barriers for entry and it's so getting the popularity. It's such a shit show, and I imagine you see a lot of nasty sides of it because you're obviously somebody who's doing things, you got things set up. You probably have a YouTube channel too.
Yeah, I do.
What do you have? Let me see your card.
I do have
Cool. I'll totally follow.
It's fun.
Following stuff that's just provocative and.
Yeah, and I branch out, you know, definitely from just flat Earth, but you know, sometimes you just got to hit people right in the mouth with the F word, and then see where that leads them. And I like talking about taxes and you know the overarching shadow government and so on and so on.
Yeah. Do you like David Icke? He's a little old school.
He's a little old school, yeah. He's
Yeah.
got interesting thoughts. I wouldn't agree with everything that he says,
Yeah.
but I do like the idea of like underground military bases and them
Sure.
having like a whole new civilization that we're not aware of.
Yeah, and there is one metaphorically existing already, and it's called the super rich, right?
Oh, yeah,
like the
right.
way they
Yeah,
live.
yeah.
It's essentially a secret society. It's essentially, I mean, the way they hobnob, they do soirees and they have parties, and they go, you know what? I got 8,000 people I could hire to build this idea I have, but because you're John's cousin, I'm going to give you the contract.
Exactly.
And that, in effect, creates an alternate world
Yeah.
where things are controlled in such a butterfly effect way
Yeah.
that you have to look at it like David Icke does to even touch it.
Right, exactly.
You have to, because people are so asleep, you have to, like you said, hit them with the F-bomb and shake them up a little bit. And, and the thing is, like, I used to be a really staunch, what do you call them, like, neckbeard atheist.
Oh, sure.
YouTube atheist. You know?
Okay, yeah.
In the Bible, verse 222, it says this. The Bible is a contradiction. But then you get older and you start having friends who are religious, and you're like, man, you gotta understand, like, everybody has... Like, today I heard something on... I read a meme on YouTube, and I'm sure there's memes are no end to sources of, you know, irritation, right?
Yeah.
And it said, in religion we call it spirits. In society we call it bad energy. In ourselves we call it our gut instinct. Whatever it is, trust it, right? That was the meme. And part of me hated that for a second. Like, that's not cognitive. That's not using your brain. You're not being skeptical. But then I stopped and I was like, hold on, atheist boy. I was like, remember that, like, the mechanism of intuition is in us. We just choose different vessels.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So, like, I think that's amenable to a lot of things.
Or whatever,
yeah, like, that's amenable to so many things. Like, I have my little irrational beliefs, you know?
Right.
But I hold those as, well, I can make them rational, and someone else could come in and go, that's bullshit.
Yeah, right.
But it's important we respect
Yeah.
our quote-unquote irrationalities.
Yeah, we all have like a personal moral code where we follow a law in our heart where we'll write it up and then we'll say, oh, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to fast and not drink caffeine for the next 2 days. But then before that 2 days is up, you drink caffeine and then you feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
You know, and then that could trigger something, spark in your future where it just like is this snowballing effect because you didn't keep your own personal law that you gave.
Yeah.
You know, so because you're breaking it because you were tempted or you just felt like, oh, why not? I'm going to celebrate.
Yeah.
But you told yourself that you weren't going to do something, but then you turn around and you do it. And I see a lot of that atheist Christian fighting kind of going on with the globe Earth, flat Earth thing, because a lot of atheists would consider themselves more knowledgeable about the Bible than most Christians, which is interesting when I got into debates in regards to that.
Yeah.
And now it's similar where flat earthers will have more knowledge about the heliocentric model than people believing just because they were taught it in school.
That's why it's like low key. I feel like you're secretly somebody who is pretty well versed in the evidence, but you're almost like, I don't want to say you're trolling people, but it's like it is sort of like I want to say it is like a clever. Probably like the best flat earthers are people who are like, there's a nod, there's a wink, and I thought he was recording. There's a nod and a wink too, like, hey man, you know, like, don't try to tell me the fucking data about what the Earth looks like.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I get that a lot in regards to just people like flying by and they try to like present what they think that they know. And it's like, hey, you know, and then you're kind of going back. It's like a flashback. You're going back in time to like reteach these things that you learned when you were in third or second grade. And it's like, but I knew that.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you didn't know
but
that.
But you didn't. We weren't ever really taught that this way. You know?
It's like, what is that? Is that just a lazy thing we do as humans? We go, I know that's in my brain somewhere.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Somebody resolved it for me, type of thing. There is a lot of faith of, you know, you see your best friend go to medical school, right?
Yeah.
So he's in the medical field, so it has to be true because all medicine is true then.
Sure.
Because your friend went to it.
Oh, it's so insidious, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is so...
Yeah, my friend went... My grandpa worked at NASA, so of course we landed on the moon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't tell me my mom's a nurse. I used to hear that shit all the time.
Right.
Yeah, that's very true.
Mm-hmm.
This, Yeah, man, it's just sad. It's too bad more people don't have time for recreational, intellectual stuff like this.
Yeah, it is too bad.
I know it's probably a little more serious than recreational for you, but
yeah,
I'm not trying to be insulting.
No, this is what I like to do because I've kind of ran the gamut of, playing video games and watching baseball and fantasy baseball and all that stuff. So I'm just kind of like, what else is there out there, And I used to like play competitive online gaming.
Yeah, me too.
And so I kind of stopped that and I was like, how can I like express this competitive nature that I have, and I came out and just challenged people intellectually because free speech is really about if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
And I might not agree with everything you say, but I'll fight for your right to say it because then that means I can't say what I want to say.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've even gotten tipped from people by saying, hey, I respect what you're doing about free speech.
Sure.
And most likely, they didn't say it, but most likely they don't agree that the earth is flat.
You know which ones are really a test then? Let me tell you, I'm from North Minneapolis. If you ever go down Pan in the summertime, what do they call them? New Israelites?
Oh, yeah, I talked to one last weekend.
Boy, they will test you, man.
Yeah, he did.
I tested. I had a few talks with ones, and they were screaming at me. And
I didn't really get a word in edgewise a whole lot, but
me neither.
It was kind of like they're teaching me type of deal, and I was like, hey, have it. If this wants to be your platform.
The shutdown for them is, yes, white supremacy is real, and yes, it's oppressing me too.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the same magnitude.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Did you hear what's her face said the other day? The ladies, the Somali Muslim lady who's in some state.
Omar.
Yeah, she said that the most terrifying terrorist or something like that is the white male of America. Like, that's who we need to be afraid of, is the white male in America.
Well, historically, as a black person, I think that's totally evidenced. And even if you look at statistically, because it's a swayed number because white people are the majority here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's technically not incorrect. I mean, the most domestic instances of domestic terrorism, in a certain metric, homegrown right-wing terrorism, were white men.
Well, and that would be true because then we would say that they're all in politics because that's what terrorism is.
You could extend it to that.
It's created by politics to create political opinions and sway votes.
Yeah.
Because if they're the ones creating the chaos, then they can come in with a way to resolve it.
Yeah.
Because all the sleep want just to go to work. Like, take care of this. I voted for you to do this.
Yeah.
The Twins are playing right now.
Yeah. Like Mitch McConnell with Jon Stewart and the 9/11 firefighters.
I got him under there.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, man.
He's I'm leveling off the table with his face.
Oh, that was his book. He came to the theater I worked at downtown. I got a chance to meet him too, man.
Oh, yeah?
Unbelievable. But I totally ruined it with my hero. Because, whatever. I was so excited to meet him, I pulled him in like this for the picture. And, like, in the picture, he's going,
oh, yeah?
I scared him.
That's hilarious.
He thinks I'm crazy, but
yeah,
anyways.
that's all right. I really enjoyed...
that's what Mitch McConnell said, though. He said, I don't have time. The Senate, we can't have a hearing on this at this moment, Mr. Stewart, because we're busy. It's just like that bullshit, man. Like,
so which coin do you hope it flips on, Jon Stewart or Stephen Colbert?
To be the next...
Just in general, I enjoyed Stephen Colbert more than I liked Jon Stewart.
Yeah. John was kind of...
At least the writers.
The Colbert Report?
Yeah.
Okay, because not the Tonight Show.
No.
Yeah.
No, not his, whatever that train wreck is right now.
Yeah.
He might have had it like the first month, but before Conan went to TBS, I thought Conan was the man.
Yeah, he was the man for years, man.
Yeah.
Like Masturbating Bear and the fucking... I remember the Civil War reenactment baseball league he did, where they were playing like 1900s baseball, and he was ridiculing the outfielder for being Irish. You Irishmen, you all lazy. That was great. I was loving that. Like, damn, you don't see Irish racism that much anymore.
Well, it's fun because you know who's writing those jokes because they're the ones that are creating these stereotypes.
Yeah.
So
it's funny. Yeah. But, man, I got to get running here, my friend.
Yeah, thanks a lot for stopping, man. Appreciate it.
Do you have a name, too?
Joshua.
Oh, that's right. You told me your name. Lucas.
Lucas.
So biblical
Pleasure.
names. How weird is that?
Yeah, right on, man.
All right, man. Keep up the good fight.
Yeah, you too, man. Keep it real. Hello again. So what better shirt would you want to wear than this guy right here? I should email these people and send them an offer that they can't refuse to get in touch with me. If you identify as a flat earther, what other shirt would you want to wear in the summertime anyways? I don't get any residual money from these peoples, but you never know what happens. So we have our banner set up. Why not? It's actually not windy. It's very, very beautiful out right now. So hopefully nobody asks me, which I'm sure they would, because that's how America works. They would ask before they do something. Just in case they want to barbecue, just, in this area here, and they want to move the banner. Because this is the type of place that would give you a ticket if you were parked in front of a fire hydrant during a stoplight. That's the type of place this is. This also provides a really good view for downtown Minneapolis. People actually, stop here to take a picture in this area because it's one of few places along this strip where there's enough tree openings like this to take a picture. So this was premeditated, just to let you know. Also, we have these speed bumps here. So you'll hear or see a lot of people tripping and maybe fall. Might have a casualty on the bike path here, the walk path. This guy's new to his car. He's never used his car before, so that's probably not even his. I'm not racially profiling, I'm just saying. So 50 cents a gallon of gas goes to our walkways and streets and stuff. I mean, I could probably throw in a couple 50 cents from taxes to fix this. Emailed the Minneapolis City Hall, figured out how to fix the 𝐀𝐮𝐭𝐡𝐞𝐧𝐭's walk path. So that'll be fun. Can't wait to get started. Have some really good conversations and maybe hand out some free water for the patrons. What are you up to?
Well, we were just going for a walk, and I don't know. We saw your stand. Just want to see what was going on. I guess.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for your curious mind. Would you like a water?
I'm actually okay. Thank you.
You're okay. Yeah, cool. Fair enough. So, how have you put any thought into like the moon landing? Since it was last week, we celebrated the 50th anniversary of landing on the moon.
Oh, really?
Did you celebrate?
I went to a baseball game and I saw was it on Apollo 11?
Yeah.
It was Apollo 11.
Yeah, it was Apollo 11.
Yeah. That was pretty, I don't know, it's pretty cool. It's been a long time.
It has been, yeah. Before you were born, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So are things before you were born that are documented by government real? True? Fact?
I think it probably depends, I think there's things that are probably getting documented right now that I don't know.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we don't know about that they do. So, with that being said, how have you verified yourself through using science that you can land on the moon?
I don't know. I guess I kind of believe, that the rocks that they brought back. There's the photos and stuff. But
Did you know that when they gave some of those rocks to the Dutch?
Yeah, it was what European country was it?
Yeah,
it wasn't
the Netherlands or something like that, and it ends up being petrified wood.
Yeah, that's weird.
So there's a lot of wood up there on the moon, I guess, right? A bunch of forests, probably.
I don't know.
That's what you have to believe, because they wouldn't bring back petrified wood. Right?
Yeah.
So there's obviously either a forest up there, or they gave them some garbage that either they knew they were gonna divulge what it is, and you all wouldn't care anyways, right? I mean, who cares what it is, right? We went to the moon. Or they gave it to them because they really thought that they would just accept the gift and not investigate what it was by using science. Because that's what science is it's observational and repeatable, right? So the three of us should be able to verify we can land on the moon. But did you know that even if you want to have a drone fly up 1.5 miles, you have to have it regulated by the FAA?
I didn't.
Yeah.
So you can't.
So you can't fly.
2 miles or something.
You can't fly 2 or 3 miles up with a drone as a civilian.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what do you think about? All the who's it, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, I think, are trying to plan, I guess, their own space exploration stuff. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Are you crossing your fingers that that's going to happen?
Well, I was just wondering what you thought about it.
I think they're liars. I think they're completely lying to us, or they're incredibly ignorant, and I don't think they're really that ignorant. I think they're really smart people. So I think that they're literally doing what they need to do because they're told to do it, and that's why they get all the money, girls, and fame and notoriety and stuff.
Sure.
And they're just so deep in that they just can't tell the truth. So, but it's got to kind of like continue to lie. It's kind of like Santa Claus.
Sure.
You know, like we can't ever just let just Santa Claus die off for crying out loud, you know? Because, you know, these companies like Walmart and Best Buy need, you know, profit.
Yeah.
Right? So we're not ever going to get rid of that. So to think that there isn't some kind of like conspiracy is kind of crazy because all the parents around here have a conspiracy that we don't talk about. Because if a child walks by, I'll give this guy $5 if he tells the child that Santa Claus isn't real.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Why? That's true.
I don't know. It's like.
But is it not true?
Oh no, I mean, there's plenty of white lies that we tell ourselves.
Okay.
You know?
Why do you lie? Why do you lie to people?
That's Santa Claus.
Yeah. Well, why are you lying to people?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
Why can't we just all like be like real and just be honest with people and stop lying to children at a very young age? Because then what happens is then you'll just believe anything as you get older.
No, that's true.
Because it's authority, right? So every single parent here, every adult, whether they have kids or not, I mean, you would know not to go into a kindergarten class and say Santa Claus isn't real. You know? So how is it not possible to think that all of your Elon Musks and your Jeff Bezos don't have a conspiracy over you? Mm-hmm. You're just children to them. They don't care. I got a YouTube channel if you don't mind.
All right.
Stop
I'm
by.
interested in hearing the evidence that the Earth is flat.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, right on, man. Yeah. What are some like questions that you've come up with?
Well, there's some phenomena that can't be explained by flat Earth.
Mm-hmm. Like what?
So, if I were to shoot a laser horizontally across this lake, or a big enough lake,
Yep.
The level of it wouldn't be the same on this as the other side.
Oh, interesting. You've done that before then, right?
Yeah.
You have.
Yes.
And what mile did you do that at?
I did it at 3 miles.
Okay, so at 3 miles, you should be seeing 6 feet of curvature drop.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
What did you see? Did you see the other side
Did I see the other side of
the lake?
Yeah, I could see the other side.
You
of the
could.
lake.
Less than 6 feet?
I could see the shore on the other side.
Sure. Yeah.
But,
what about a person that was? How did you verify that it was 6 feet of curvature? Like, did you have a 6 foot person over there and you couldn't see that 6 foot person?
There's a mark. There's a mark.
Okay.
On
On a what?
Tree or a measure or yeah, it was just a mark on the opposite shore.
How high was the mark?
6 feet.
6 feet, and you could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah, so that's
No. The laser was at water level. The laser was level with my level. Okay. On this side of the lake, it was at 0 height. On that side of the lake, it was 6 feet high.
Okay, so you're saying the laser pointer hit the target at 6 feet?
On one side of the lake, it was at 0 height.
Okay, and then
other side of the
horizontally,
lake-
parallel with the water, it hit the other side on with
6 feet
the.
up.
Well, then you're not leveling it off because you're making the laser go up at an angle, and that's not.
But the
that's
level
not.
on top of it showed right. The bubble was right in the middle of the 2 lines.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Other evidence. All the astronomical things we see, like the moon and the eclipses, all have curved surfaces, and there's only one shape that, from whatever perspective you view it, and it's the globe shape.
Yeah, it's not a globe, sir. So whatever it is that you're trying to do with that laser experiment isn't going to work. So the Earth is level and flat, and we use water to level things. So you're not going to obfuscate what your observation showed. So obviously your laser was not level.
Okay.
So did you do it again? And did you have other people do it with you?
No.
You just
I'm a
did
high
it
school
one.
science
You just did it one time to verify your bias, and then you moved on. Did you look at any other observations that people have done over what would be considered more relevant distance, like maybe like 20 miles or 30 miles?
No.
Have you ever done a
Have
test over 20 or 30 miles?
I have not. Have you?
Okay. So
I have
maybe
not.
you
Have
should
you?
look into that. I'm not making the claim.
Oh, but
So you're the one making the claim.
Okay.
You're the one that shared the observation.
that one panned out. That one panned out, and you're saying that
that the reason that it didn't pan out is because it wasn't truly level. The laser was
I wasn't there.
Was not truly
I wasn't there, so I don't know. I can't verify that.
Okay.
So if that's a claim that you want to make, that's fair and that's a claim. But I've also seen other observations that you're claiming that show that the lake is level and flat over a distance, because we shouldn't see things that are 2,000 feet tall over a body of water either. Over 50 or 60 miles.
Well, and you shouldn't because the horizon is about 30 miles.
No, the horizon is a ledge.
The ocean, you would see a ship sailing, and you would see the bottom of that ship disappear before you see the top of that ship.
And why is that?
Because the Earth is round.
No, it's because that there's a phenomenon where when the sun is beating down on the water, it heats the water up and it creates evaporation. And so it's going to create more of a water vapor above the lake or the water that you're looking at. If you were to go out earlier in the day,
light is refracting or something.
Well, it's just a natural phenomenon that our eyes see, but it doesn't prove. But it doesn't prove that the Earth is a ball, because you can come out earlier in the day at like 5 in the morning, and from that same spot, because the sun hasn't been on the lake to warm the water up overnight, the water is cool, and it's at equilibrium with the same temperature of the air, and so you can see further.
Okay.
So did you do these observations in the morning and at night?
I've seen a ship, and I don't remember when it was. It was kind of mid-morning, before the heat of the day, but still not first thing in the morning.
Okay, so try that again and then come back, because now you got my YouTube channel, and then you can share your observations.
Why does the eclipse, why is the shape of the eclipse round?
What about it?
Well, like I said, there's only one shape, and no matter from what perspective you view it from, its silhouette is round, and that's a sphere.
Okay, and so why is it that the shadow that's being cast on the Earth, why is it that the moon is 70 miles in diameter?
Answer my question. Why are everything out there round?
Because the moon creates its own light, and maybe the moon is creating a phenomenon of which that it's doing it itself and not has anything to do with the Earth or the sun relationship. Maybe the moon is doing it itself, or there could be a third entity that's not visible to our eyes, and it goes in front of the moon, and that's why it gets blackened out.
I'm not following you.
Well, there could be another dark body that you can't see that's going in front of the moon. Because how do you explain a selenoline?
I don't know what a selenoline is.
Okay, it's during an eclipse, okay, and then the moon and the sun are in the horizon together. Okay, and so they're both at the horizon together after an eclipse. So how is that possible?
I don't think that has anything to do with shape.
Well,
it's just the alignment of the planets.
No, it's
because I've seen an eclipse.
It has nothing to do with the planets, sir. It has to do with the Earth, the moon, and the sun, right?
Okay. Well, the planets and its moon.
What other planets are you talking about? Mars?
Yeah, it's not planets. It's the Earth, moon, and sun. But what does that have to do with? It's not a sphere.
Well, what happens is the moon. People are saying that the moon is below the horizon. It's getting refracted up. So the sun and the moon are allegedly getting refracted up, and it's a phenomenon that even scientists can't explain. You should type it in. It's like selenium, but it's selenoline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll look it up. So, but still, everything we see is a round silhouette.
No, everything we see and observe here on Earth is flat, and you can't measure. You can't measure the sky. You keep bringing these young people to the sky, okay? And I understand that that's some kind of like mind magic that you're trying to use. You don't measure the sky when you're going to measure the floor.
But I can see the moon. I mean, I can't see it right
now.
Yeah,
I can see the moon too, but that doesn't prove the Earth is a
round
ball.
Shape.
Yeah, it is. You're right. It's a round shape. Here's a round shape.
Looks round from every single perspective.
Sir, this is round. Okay, do you have your phone on you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, when you go away, type into Amazon round table, and I'll buy you every single table that you see that's this shape. So go into Amazon, type in round table, and I'll guarantee you will find only tables that are flat and round.
Okay.
Like this.
All right.
So can you use proper vernacular? Use proper vernacular.
Round, the shadow of an eclipse looks
Yes,
round.
it looks round.
And
it doesn't look like a sphere.
Why doesn't the moon ever turn sideways during the eclipse and we see a bar across Or why doesn't the Earth ever turn sideways during an eclipse?
The Earth doesn't turn. It doesn't spin. You've never seen it spin at 23.4 degrees in outer space. You're presuming, because of what you were taught, and you have no concept of your own critical thought, that you would ever investigate against your government and say, hey, if what they're telling me is true, then I want to find out. But you're assuming that the Earth and the Moon and the Sun are spheres in outer space?
Yes, I am.
But I don't feel a spinning. The Moon and the Sun are the ones that are moving, and to say that the Earth is spinning at 23.4 degrees is a presupposition that you were taught. So you're in a religion. So
you're right. I have not verified it.
Okay, so then
I've been taught.
You're in a religion.
I have been taught those things, but it matches with all my observations.
It matches because the math matches because it was created before you were born.
Okay, but it still matches with my observations.
It matches because it was created before you were born.
I see a ship go over the
I just told you that phenomenon.
And I see the moon is round, and I see the shadow that goes across the moon is round. I know how gravity works,
No, you
and it
don't.
pulls in from every single direction. And when it would do that, it would create a sphere. It would not create a disk.
Okay, show me a natural forming sphere in nature right now.
Sure. You take a drop of water, you
Have it levitate without it falling to the ground.
If you were to drop
Have it levitate.
You said show me it.
Yeah, show me.
Oh, I do have it. I do have water.
Yeah,
I have water.
so
if you had a camera, you could look at that drop, and while it falls, it is a sphere.
but it's falling, right?
Yeah.
Have it levitate.
What you said? Show me.
No,
show me a
because
natural
you're claiming-
occurring
you're
sphere, and
claiming
I
two
just showed
different-
you in a natural occurring sphere.
But it's falling. I want it to float because what you're claiming is gravity's real to you. So that's two gravities. Mass attracting mass, and the Earth is on the bending of space-time. It's floating on a level plane, right? That you've never seen before. Okay, so how is the Earth spinning on this bending of space-time?
It has its own inertia. An object in motion will continue to be in motion.
But that doesn't prove it because you've never seen it before with your own eyes. You're taking, again, government scripture to tell you what is interpreted of what's going on up there.
It still matches with everything I hear and see.
But show me water levitate in us as a sphere here in our reality.
I don't know how that would prove anything.
It would prove that things naturally form into a sphere because of gravity.
And it does! I just dropped some water and it made a sphere as it fell.
No, but it's falling to the ground,
What
and
does
it's
that
actually
have to
not a
do with
perfect
anything?
sphere because it has resistance as it falls. So I'm the
Now,
force.
I'll say
I'm
to
the
you,
force
prove it
that's
has
thinking that.
resistance. You've been taught it has resistance.
Because this is called a forever spin, and it will only spin for 2 or 3 minutes. The reason why is because it's resistant against the air around it. So there is resistance. I can prove it to you right here, because this won't spin forever, will it?
Catch up to my family.
I'm going to check out your
Hey, thanks a lot for talking, man.
Thanks.
Have a nice afternoon. Hello, everybody. Yeah. So, did you have any other questions or?
No, I'm cool just listening. It's
Yeah.
cool to hear other people's opinions. So.
Yeah, it is fun. Yeah. How's it going? Would you like a water? You've been rollerblading.
I just got started rollerblading.
Oh, okay.
Out at the gym earlier.
Oh, right on. Yeah. So does it ever cross your mind that the Earth is flat and not rotating?
I've thought about it. And I've done YouTube.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe it'd be fun for you to check out my YouTube channel.
Like,
Can I play this too?
Oh, of course you can. Yeah. Why don't I give you a brochure?
Is that your YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's on the bottom.
All right,
Actually, authentic intent.
so because
Yeah, thanks.
it's like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, ice wall type of deal. Yeah. They have some kind of
3D cans for
treaty in the late 50s. Yep. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Have a nice day. And it's kind of like predictive programming because what it's doing is creating a prison for your mind so that you just think there's an ice wall or there's some kind of...
like an elephant in a circus.
Yeah.
Held down by a rope.
They could just let go and just walk
Yeah,
out.
oh, for sure.
Yeah. So I think it goes on infinitely forever. Personally. Like horizontally forever. Yeah. Hi, do you have any questions?
I need one of these.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Interesting stuff for
Yes.
sure.
Something to think about, it's
It's always something. Yeah. No, I didn't say. Yeah. I mean, like I've always wondered about just life in general. Like our satellites.
take care. Yeah.
The satellites. I mean, you think about it. Technically speaking, we'd be able to
like see them all at night, or at least see something, but there's never pictures of satellites in the space when they take video of the space.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people will say like, well, what about satellites? That's how we communicate. But really, it's just ground towers and fiber optics.
Yeah, there's no such thing. That's why I was reading. There's no such thing as like AT&T, DirecTV. It's all fake stuff. Like the dishes are, like they don't even want the dishes back because it's fake.
I know, right? Like, isn't that weird? Like,
yeah, I've researched a little bit on that stuff.
They just kind of give you your stuff and then.
Yeah, pictures of clouds in the earth are fake or like copied and pasted.
Yeah.
You know, what can you do, right? I mean, I get it.
Well, I mean, I think that this is something that it's a topic that I think it holds people accountable to who they're allowing their authority to. You know, so like if you just constantly like allow people to just tell you what's true about reality, and then so you could just play baseball and watch baseball, then you're just continually giving your authority away. And then when does that restraint happen to where you're just like, no more? I just can't believe that story. That's ridiculous.
It's tough. We've been taught since to conform. So I mean, it's one of those
conformity.
Commercials and everything you look at nowadays, from buying rollerblades.
Right. Like, why did you buy those? Right. Yeah.
Well, exactly. Or this brand. I totally get it. Totally get it. Or why buy iPhone or anything.
Yeah.
It's even deeper, right?
Yeah, for sure. But it's just psychological.
Oh yeah.
You know, a need. They create a market for a need for something. You know. How you doing?
Good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
Just passed by that way. Okay, I'm gonna start by on the way back.
Yeah. Why not? Right. Yeah. It's a beautiful day.
It is.
That's just wonderful.
So, I was just passing by too.
Yeah. Hey, see you around. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
So, what do you believe that happened?
About flat Earth?
No, the disconnect.
In regards to what?
Because for some point of time, people believed that Earth is flat.
Yeah.
And then it changed.
Yeah.
What was the reason for the change?
You know, I've been pondering that the last couple of weeks, and my new thought has gone into to know that the Earth is flat, and then let's see if we can get them to believe something else, and then trust our authority, and then we're going to reintroduce flat Earth, and let's see how many people believe us over what we can naturally observe ourselves.
That was generally my idea too.
Yeah.
Because then you have everybody by the nose.
Right,
you have
exactly.
You have the new theory that everybody believes in, as long as you have enough support in the media to push that through.
Yeah.
So it kind of went that way, but have you ever compared two theories back to back?
For example?
Like, let's say flat and round. Against each other.
Yeah.
Have you ever took this side before taking this side?
Well, I see what you're saying. So I was taught the ball Earth, and then my almost choice of disdain for the establishment could almost, for spite, allow me to believe that the Earth is flat just to spite the government. Okay. And then to say, like, well, have you just looked into the ball Earth? Just to have critical thought about the ball Earth and check it out because you're not in school anymore. And I obviously don't care what other people think.
Yeah.
Right?
You have your own opinion.
I have my own opinion now,
you know. And you're enjoying the heck out of it.
Yeah, and I'm having great talking to people and whatever, regardless of whether we get along or not.
Yeah.
But I really now I feel as I've gotten older in this idea, water lays level and flat. And so I don't feel it right anymore for it to conform to the exterior of a sphere in outer space. Like the guy earlier who came by and he dropped some water out of his water bottle and he said, look, it's a sphere. And I'm like, but I need a slow motion camera to take a picture of that ball falling from your water bottle. But it's still falling. Yeah. It's not levitating in the air because of gravity, right? Because the water weighs more than the air and it's going to fall to the ground. But also, it would probably have, depending upon how high it's from the ground, it might have a little tail, like a water droplet tail. Yeah. So I mean, if we were to do it at 6 feet, you might see it as a sphere, but it's still falling to the ground. It's not levitating like allegedly the Earth is spinning on the bending of space-time. You know, because the bending of space-time is a magic carpet ride, which is horizontal, right? And everything is on this little fabric. But is everything on the fabric pressing down and creating friction, or is it hovering above the fabric? So I've thought about that, you know. So if that's something I have to imagine and I can't observe it myself, then for me, I feel uncomfortable, because then I'm giving my authority away to people who are human, and I lie, you know? So, I mean, if I had power, money, and notoriety, I don't know, I might lie to keep people in check too.
And if you have enough people supporting your idea behind you.
Yeah, exactly.
At some point of time, you will go, guys, come over here.
There's a lot of money in outer space. You know, you have video games, you have movies.
Everything is in there.
Everything can be...
Everybody's pushing about the whole idea right now. Hey, let's fuck this Earth up as much as we can and get to the next one.
Yeah, right.
Elon Musk is about to get a breakthrough. We're moving there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so...
It's fucked up on a lot of ends. And I look at Earth as a little bit different than I think average human does.
Yeah, I do too. This has really changed my perspective on how intimate we all are now. Instead of being there's a giant ball floating through outer space, like now I really feel like it's more of an intimate relationship. It's a big cabal. Yeah. Did you know that if the Americans want to go to the ISS, they have to pay $80 million to the Russians per seat?
Yeah, we don't have a way up there anymore, right? Once we stop flying the space shuttle.
Yeah, speaking of that, what do you think about the idea? Hey, thanks a lot, man. What do you think about the idea, 33 years ago, I'm sure you're familiar with the Challenger explosion, right?
Yep.
What if, 1 out of the 7 people were still alive right now?
That'd be very surprising.
Yeah, it says here that 6 out of the 7 are still alive, but even if just 1 person is still alive, that would mean that it didn't really happen the way that they prescribe it as, right?
Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
Pretty well, thanks. How about yourself?
Oh, and this is where they
So this is the before, and this is what they look like afterwards here.
Yeah.
Hey, my man. Well, it's already in your hand. So you're a thief? What does the Quran say about being a thief? And you're drinking it, and I still didn't give you confirmation that you can drink it.
Hey, just give me a hard time.
I would have given it to you, no problem, man. I mean, I give people to
Just ask, man. Just ask. That's
all you got to do. Never underestimate the power of asking. You can ask. Thanks for stopping there.
But you know that, but you know a little Arabic too, right?
I just know the spiritual laws here on this plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Salam alaikum.
Yes. What's this up?
I'll share flat Earth, man. Yeah, is flat Earth fake news?
Flat, all is flat.
I mean, fair enough.
Cool, sure.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah.
He's putting a lot of effort into this. Look at all this nice stuff he does.
Yeah, why not, right?
And he's giving out free
What
water.
is this?
I don't know, what is that?
Ash speed, what is this?
That's allegedly the solar system. Yeah, so that's the sun in the middle and all your planets.
Have you seen the sun?
What's that?
Have you seen the sun?
I was taught this in school when I went to high school here in Minnesota. Yeah, so if you're taught this in school and then you graduate, this is what the majority of Americans believe, that this is the solar system and this ball Earth here is where they live. Yeah, they just tell you that, yeah. Because teachers are just regurgitating what they were taught and then what they were taught and so on and so on. But no teachers have actually gone out and measured the Earth. Because if they did, they would find out that the math equation with the radius of the Earth here, the tangent point on top, you would see that you would need curvature. Because we can create an equation, 8 inches per mile squared, within the first couple hundred miles to show that over a body of water, there should be a hump of water in between 2 points. So Well, we're taking like what Google says and what mainstream science says, you know, in terms of like where this ball Earth dimensions are. We're just putting it into, because if I have this ball right here, we can create an equation to know what the curvature drop is at any point, and then there should be curvature, because that's how you have a sphere, right? So if there's no curvature that's been detected on Earth, then how do you know that this is where you live, other than school? Because I observe the sun and the moon moving above me, I don't feel me spinning. You know, I feel like we're immovable.
The guy that walked around, he kept on heading in one direction. If the Earth was flat, he'd fall off, right? Yep. But if it's round, he kept on going a certain direction before he started.
Did you verify that?
Yeah.
And everything you look up in the sky in the cosmos, that moon is kind of a circle.
It is a circle, but it's not a sphere. It's a disc. Have you seen the other side of the moon?
No, that's amazing.
I mean,
I think there is no other side of the moon.
Okay, well there is, because there's a picture in here. I just probably don't have time to find it, but Japan took an image of the Earth and the moon transiting in front of the Earth. Oh, look at that. So there is the other side. There is another side of the moon. It's right there.
So why isn't the moon lit up? Is that
Well, why isn't the moon backside lit up by the sun?
What is this?
right? And that's I would say that's hard.
Yeah, you can have
there'd be no right? Because obviously the reason we can see the Earth is the sun standing on the Earth. So you're right. That should not be. That should probably be lit up. That should be white.
Yeah, so why is Japan satellites lying to us then?
I would have a hard time believing it.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. But this was
I love you, man.
This was an image from a video that Japan did. So, but I mean, if you want to mock because there's youngsters here,
No, I don't.
yeah, but you're making faces though, man. You're making faces. So, yeah.
That was wrong.
Fair enough. No worries.
Okay. Hey, have a good day on the.
Thanks, man. I hope so. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Cheers. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so you guys have any questions? You ever thought the Earth were flat? Like a carpet? Like the Quran says? Okay, the Quran says that it's flat, so good luck with that. You don't believe the Quran? Yeah, he said he laid it out like a carpet. So when you go into your house and you have carpet on your floor, is the carpet in the middle like bulged up or is it flat? Flat. What do I know, right?
Alright, what do you say?
I'm just conveying that the Earth is a non-rotating, motionless plane.
Is it?
I don't know. How do you know it's a ball in outer space?
I mean, based on the satellite views.
Okay. That you verified yourself with your own eyes.
Yeah.
On pictures. So pictures are real?
Pictures could be real.
Okay, so this is real? This dinosaur is real?
It was.
It was?
Yeah.
How did you verify it?
How?
Yeah.
I went to the library.
You went to the library and then what?
And I saw some books.
Some books?
No, that's not true.
That is true.
I love getting my picture taken.
What's your perspective of
It's just you seem like you have to try and offend people.
No, well does Flat Earth offend you?
No, I told you I have a brother who believes in Flat Earth theory, and I love my brother dearly.
Okay, right on. But you said you were taking a picture of the lake, not necessarily me, and I just so happened to.
I told you that I was taking a picture.
Yeah, and then you said
you, and I had to get the lake in it because my brother believed in Flat Earth theory.
Okay.
And I was going to send a picture to his son.
Okay. So why are you so upset then?
Well, I'm not upset. You're the one that brought up upset.
No, I didn't. You said
that. No, you asked me.
You said, "Do you have a problem with somebody taking your picture?"
Let's keep the chronology.
Didn't you say that though?
Let's keep the chronology straight, okay? The chronology was: I took your picture. You got offended.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
I took a picture of you.
No, you got offended.
No, I didn't.
Because then you raised Right History Month. You injected something that had nothing to do with Flat Earth.
What does this have to do with it? It has everything to do with
race.
No, we're the human race.
Why did you bring up a racist question?
We're the human race.
No, but you brought up White History Month.
Yeah, it's July.
So.
Oh, so, hey, brother, what was the connotation of like mentioning white history?
That's what I'm saying.
Like from your perspective.
Yeah,
I just want to know.
Yeah, because
white history.
Because
from your perspective, I just want to kind of get a.
Yeah, because he came around and took a picture of me. Okay. And then I took a picture of him, and I said, "Hey, if you want to take a picture, then I can take a picture of you."
Okay, cool, most definitely, and we good on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then what led to what was after that?
He asked me, did I believe in White History Month?
Yeah, if he celebrates White History Month.
Okay, and then all right, and then in what context were you asking?
Just asking him a question.
Okay.
Because he's racist.
No, I'm not.
So with the question, like what, like where, like if he said yes, or if he or like this, what was after? Do you believe in White History Month?
No, I said, do you celebrate White History Month?
And then okay, let's say I didn't know that there was a White History Month.
Yeah. So there's a guy named Jesse Lee Peterson.
Okay.
Who said that July is White History Month.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so that's where that context came from.
Yeah.
And does that have to do anything with like the flat Earth theory?
Yeah,
or?
it does, because what flat Earth does is it unites all human beings separate from the color of their skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you believe in White History Month, right? You believe in White History Month because you know about Jesse Lee.
I do, yeah. I'm familiar with him.
Him, right?
I don't agree with everything that he says, but
you agree that White History Month should be there.
I think that white Caucasian males are being attacked right now. Yeah.
Oh, that's why you're so defensive.
No, I'm not defensive.
You're offensive and defensive.
No, I'm not.
And
I'm just speaking freely.
You're angry.
No, I'm actually not angry.
You're really angry.
You're projecting your anger on me.
At all. See, because projection requires a fundamental premise. See, I do clinical psychology.
I'm sure you do. Good for you.
You are racist.
No, I'm not.
And you're defensive and you're angry.
There's no such thing as racism.
Oh, see?
What? In one second. In what context?
Well, racism was created for the civil rights movement, right?
No.
It was created. It was created by the CIA, my friend.
Did the CIA create slavery?
So, you know about eugenics?
I do, yeah. Did you know that over 75%? Did you know that over 75% of all? Do you know that 75% of all Planned Parenthoods are in black neighborhoods?
Almost definitely. That's why I'm not. I don't.
Do you know who Margaret Sanger is?
Most definitely, yeah. Most definitely. That's why.
So the reason why
Planned Parenthood shit is like super racist.
Yeah.
You know.
So the reason why I brought it up is because I like to speak openly and freely, and I knew that saying White History Month to this gentleman right here would trigger him.
You didn't know me. You don't know anything about me.
That's why I brought it up.
You're ignorant.
No, I'm not ignorant.
Yeah, you
Hey,
are.
brother. So look, like sometimes, like we do, like let's take certain context, and like you.
No. Because when he brings in racism.
No, that's not racism. Racism's created.
Flat Earth theory, that means he's got an issue.
You didn't bring in flat Earth theory. You took a picture of me because I'm a unicorn.
What I did, because I took a picture of you.
Because I'm a unicorn? Am I a unicorn to you?
Here you go with some abstract hypothetical that is so abstract, it's fantasy.
Yeah, it is fantasy.
And it's so fantastic.
It's so fantastic that somebody would think the Earth is flat.
Bless you.
Yeah, hey, brother, hey. I just want. All right,
bless you, man.
Good?
Thanks a lot, man.
All right,
I appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, you flat Earth too?
Huh?
You flat Earth too?
Thanks for stopping.
No, not at all.
Oh,
not at all. I'm open to a lot.
Somebody who's racist like that?
But hey, brother, it's
racism doesn't exist, man.
Hey, I was the president of Pan.
See, he can at least have a conversation,
huh? For sure. But no, I mean we gotta just open our.
I don't vote, sir. Did you know that Omir, that girl? Did you know that girl who represents Minnesota said her comment?
What'd she say?
She said that the white male is the most dangerous person in America right now.
What do you think?
I don't know why did she say that? What does that have to do with anything? What's the context of that? Yeah, for sure, man. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's up, man?
came in at an interesting time.
Yeah, I just had to trigger him.
Yeah.
And it triggered him. Because he came around and he took a picture of me, and I'm like, oh, okay, then I'm gonna take a picture of you. And he came around, and I was on the phone. Somebody had spent $618 on my card at Target earlier today. So I had to wait for the lady on Target to call me back, or to answer, because I was on hold. So I didn't get the full conversation. But I was just like, I gotta bring up White History Month to this guy. And that triggered him. And I was just like, you know what, man? Like, and he's like, I'm a psychologist. I'm in like this psychology field. And I'm like, you know what? I just said it to trigger you, and obviously it triggered him. And he's like, you're racist. And I'm like, no, there's no such thing as racism. You know, it was created by the CIA as a mind screw to separate people. So, like, whatever he thinks he's gonna do with whatever it is that he said he's gonna do, whatever. I don't care. So, that's what we do, is just, I'm just like, you know what? You're not here to do flat earth. I'm a unicorn to you. I'm just some guy who goes against mainstream narrative, and you're just curious. And so, here, what do you think about this? And, you know, he was probably 65 at least?
Yes.
Baby boomer, you know? So he grew up in that time. So I'm just like,
Probably doesn't question.
he doesn't question many things, and I knew that saying that would trigger him. So then he wants to claim that I'm racist because I said that. They're curious. And so, whatever.
Oh, it's pretty beautiful.
Yeah, it was great.